The first thing that I understood from her was how open she was to all the world, which is a quality you find very rarely. I think that her contribution, as I understood it, was to be deeply welcoming to the survivors and make them all feel very important, not just because they had survived, but because they were people, human beings, whom she wanted to reach out to and embrace and bring into the orbit of Beth Shalom. And that's an amazingly important feature of her work right throughout her life that I remember for over 30 years. And there are unfortunately very few others who do the same. People do research sitting in archives and libraries. There are even the odd anthropologist who reaches out to human beings and survivors. But I could not have had a better teacher in that sense than Marina for that kind of work. Did I receive letters from her? I received many letters. She always wrote to us for the Jewish holidays and always had a message of some kind connected with that particular festival and holiday. And I had to scratch my head and think, how can I reply to these messages? I did my best when it came to Christmas and Easter, but I don't think I could light a candle to what she wrote to me for Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur. You can't summarize Marina in 3 words. It's impossible. But if I had to do so, I would pick these 3. I was thinking about it. Selfless, very important characteristic of her, but she doesn't push herself forward. Dignified and modest. I owe her a great debt for teaching me these 3 great qualities: to be selfless, to be dignified, and to be modest. 3 words. I was in Laxton for a meeting of the Aegis board, and it was Hanukkah. And she asked me, or maybe I asked, or I told her it was going to be Hanukkah when I was coming. So she says, well, if you've got a nice Chanukiah, bring it and light it in our home in front of all the people who will be there. And that is what I did. And she asked me to say something about the significance of Hanukkah. For example, that the light of one small candle dispels darkness. It was the obvious theme which I chose. I now see that it's on your website, or words to that effect. She was that one light, one person who lights up the world and dispels darkness. But she never forgot that episode in her home in Bethany. And every year on Hanukkah, she always reminded me of it. And she says, I'm permanently in your debt for that time when you lit Hanukkah candles for us, for me and Eddie and the family and other guests who were present at that time. She never forgot. And that was typical of her, to come with something very meaningful, very apt, very suitable, and really of importance. So what is her contribution to Holocaust studies? To teach me the importance of recognizing that one individual can change the world. Certainly she changed my world, and she changed the world by what she did and who she was. And that's not at all an exaggeration. That is how it was. And to say that we miss her is an understatement.